It's for Black people, it's for white people, it's for everybody. But it's more prevalent in the African American community, and that's why we're
Absolutely.
doing this right now. But we want to push that out there for everybody to go and get your prostate check. I know doctors said 56 to come back in 5, 10 years. Uh, it might be too late. And Kawisa is going to talk about that a little bit more, but I tell you, I'm going to turn it back over to Michelle.
Thank you, James. Thank you. Kawisi, talk about how the Black Prostate Check Challenge dispels certain myths regarding prostate cancer.
Well, actually, I'm glad you asked that. Some of those myths was actually talked about recently about the symptoms, not knowing if there's any symptoms. And sometimes you don't know you have symptoms because it's very gradual. You, like he said, the urination, when you having fatigue, sometimes you just assume that you're stressed out or whatnot, that that will allow you to feel as if like you have no symptoms when it comes to prostate, because it's not a widely talked about thing. When you having something going on in your body, usually you just chalk it up this to something very minor. But also the cost of prostate cancer, that is something that we haven't talked about. There's also myth that is covered by your insurance, Medicare, and yes, traditional things as FDA approved is covered. But when you want to get into a more of a broad spectrum of treatment that's going to allow you to get the right kind of treatment that you need, that's going to help with your mind, body, and your cancer, whatnot, then you're going to have to step outside of the industry and actually have to pay out of pocket. So the out of pocket cost is something that people are not prepared for. It is not something that people can really grasp. The NIH said, is, like I said, it's $92,344 annually for the treatment. So, and then also too is the understanding that that Black men are more susceptible to it as far as genetically speaking. And so it's these things that we think that are not necessarily tied into what it is that we get prostate cancer, that is kind of hurting us in the back end, because it's also that it's not affecting. Like, one thing is real big that we have addressed in our family is the effect that it has on the family, and the effect that it has on your loved ones. You're not that we think that it's just prostate cancer for one person. No, it's cancer for the whole family and the loved ones. It's something that everybody has to tap into, and it's draining. It's very taxing, because you have to deal with the idea of mortality and the possibility of things not going the right way. And when you have that, you also have that combination of family and race against time and finances. So when you race against time and finances, now you're sitting there with your family, you're trying to figure it out. Like my family, we're raising funds. We